So this is lesson one. Lesson one is going to be mainly focused about the gear, everything that I think you will need for fishing. And basically, you'll find as you advance, you will change up your gear. But this is the basics of what you would need for fishing. Number one is going to be a rod. Number two is going to be a reel. Number three is hooks. Number four, possibly you may need a bobber, and I'll talk a little bit about that more. And five is definitely you're going to need the bait, which is obvious, what you're going to use to catch the fish. So in terms of rods, you want to use a rod that is anywhere between 6 to 10 pounds, meaning on the side of the rod, if you look at the specs, it'll tell you exactly what the specs of the rod is. There is a reading that says something about the pounds. Think of it like the weight of the fish. So more than likely, most of the fish that you're going to be catching are going to be no more than 6 to 8 pounds. For most of the season, this is the case. So a rod that is anywhere between 6 to 10 pounds and is medium action is a very standard rod to get for fishing. You can catch small fish. You can catch medium-sized fish. Maybe you can catch big fish, but you will likely break your rod. And as you become more advanced, you can get even bigger rods to catch those big fish. But we will go into that later. The next part is your reel. There are different size reels. If you go to the store and you look at those rods that are around the 6 to 8 pound spec range, you will notice that those reels are what I will call right now medium size. There are small reels, there are medium reels, and there are very large reels. You want to fit it with the medium size reel. It is possible that you can buy a rod, a reel with the line already on it. All of these specs should match up. The rod usually has a range, like I said, it could be 6 to 10 or 6 to 15 pounds. And as long as you get a reel that is medium size, it will fit that rod. It will balance that rod in terms of weight. If you get a bigger reel, it's going to be unbalanced and it's going to feel very awkward. In any case, let's move on. In terms of hooks, you want to get a hook that is going to fit the mouth of the fish. Now, this makes sense because if you think about it, a large size hook will never go into a fish with a very small mouth. Think about what you're going to catch. Most likely, like I said, you're going to be catching anywhere between 6 to 10 pound fish. The smaller the hook, the more likely you're going to catch more fish. The larger the hook, more likely you're going to catch less fish. The reason being is because those big fish eat up a lot of the smaller fish. So if I was telling somebody what size hook to get, I would likely look at a size 10 or a size 8 hook. These hooks are small enough that they will fit in, I would say, 70% of the fish that a beginner would catch. And then you can advance yourself a little bit more and get in different styles and different sizes of hooks. But a size 8 or 10 will make a beginner very happy. In terms of bait, now there are lots of baits and you'll look at everything in different colors and everything. But I'm gonna just break this down into very simple terms in that you either want a minnow or a worm. That is very basic. You can go to the store and get worms at the gas station, and those worms will give you great fishing activity. Or you can go to the store and buy minnows, and again, great fishing activity. When you buy fake bait, or those baits you might buy in the store, they have different colors, sizes, different motions that they might have in the water, or action in the water. Don't worry so much about that in the beginning. As long as you understand, what you're trying to do is imitate what the fish eat. And again, if you're going for small fish, then they will eat about anything. They might eat breadcrumbs. They might eat corn. They might eat anything you throw at them. They're probably gonna eat the panfish. But trout, we all know that trout will eat a worm or something like that, or they might eat a minnow. So that's what you want to think about in bait. And I know the goat bait is very, very good for that. I bought the worms, the red worms. I caught lots of fish. Or you can buy the brown worms. They have different colors. And the bait will last a very, very long time. So this is the gear you need. And now what I'm going to do in the next set of videos is show you how to put the gear together. And there's a lot to it. But step by step, you will see how all these parts come together in order to increase your capability or probability, I should say, of catching a fish.